Hello, it's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. It's Monday. It's after 9 p.m. on Monday. But I didn't want to come and make a video until I had something, an accomplishment that I could show you. I sat down this morning, I redid my to-do list, and I filled up the whole page, and I got a bunch of stuff done. Like I went to the bank, I did some grocery shopping, I went to the thrift store, and I got my refund. Now, last Monday, Veterans Day, I went to AmVets, and that's when I got the cart full of scrap yarn. And then when I got home and I did the video, my receipt said that I bought 21 bags, but when I went through the video, I came up with 18 bags. And of course, the 3 extras that they rang up were the most expensive, $3.50. Okay, that comes to $10.50. Everything was half off, $5.25. I went in, manager came out. I explained. He didn't get it. I explained again. He didn't get it. I had it all written out on a piece of paper. I'm like, look, if you look at the receipt and you add up all of the packages that I put a square around for yarn, that adds up to 21 packages. Here's my list of what I actually got. 18. The difference is in this one, the 350s, because it says 8 and 6, which adds up to 14. I only got 11. So the third time I went through it, I said, if you could just give me a store credit for $5.25, that makes up he goes, oh, you're going to be doing some shopping today? Said, yeah. He goes, take $6 off her order. So they did. They took $6 off, but there was no more yarn. There were no crochet books or knit books, anything like that. So I got myself 2 new sweaters and a nice fancy tablecloth for the picnic table out on the porch, even though now the season for eating out there is over. So I got all that for like $5 because the sweaters were green tag, so they were 50% off. Okay, came home. I'm going to finish some of these works in progress. Ooh. No, I'm not going to I'll show that in a minute. At my last few shows, I sold 4 eggs. Well, one was a chicken with 3 eggs, and then somebody just bought 1 egg. Eggs were getting a lot of attention at my last show. So I just freehanded some eggs from my scrap yarn. You know, that first bag of scrap yarn that I opened up from the thrift store? I'll show you in a minute how much is left. But I have 4 eggs that I made from the scrap yarn. And there were a bunch of little things of a camo yarn. So I made a camo turtle. Here he is. I actually finished this like 10:30 last night. It's like, nope. Not happening. I am not sewing the pieces together at 10:30 at night. So I sewed them together today when I came home from my shopping trip. But he's going to go on my table tomorrow at the craft show. And then, just moments ago, I finished a ballerina kitty. This is a free pattern by Grace and Yarn. And I don't know, maybe the 10th one I've made. I'm going to have to get a picture. I'm going to put her in the light box, get a picture of her before I take her to the show tomorrow, just in case she does sell. But the blue for the dress is the skein of Karen's Simply Soft that came in that scrap bin. And the tan is was it straw? The pound, the 1 pound that Lori, the armchair chef, was sending out as prizes. So there's my ballerina kitty. I finished her. Yes. So from that pile of yarn, it was about a pound. I have this handful of scraps. There's light blue, sort of a royal blue, a little bit of a variegated, little scraps. And these two. So when I go to my craft show tomorrow, I think I can probably do some pretty good damage to that. The craft show goes 10 to 4. And I don't really foresee it being really busy. It's at an assisted living center. And it's some sort of family celebration around the holidays. And, oh, okay. I just looked and thought I sewed the turtles flippers on, but this one is sort of bendy. It's flipping around. Maybe that's why they call them flippers. Okay, the show tomorrow is a family celebration at an assisted living center. Excuse me. It's after 9:30. I am trying to suppress yawns. So I'm not expecting 1,200 people like Saturday's show. I'm thinking it's probably going to be more in the 50 to 100 people coming through range. So I'm not really setting my goals high, but I think I will have lots of time to craft. So one other thing that I made with that box of scrap yarn, when I shopped last week, I got myself a pair of jeans, and as I told you, they were about 3 inches too short. So here's the finished jeans with the granny square bottoms on them. I wore them to the craft show on Thursday. Did I wear them again on Saturday? I don't remember. I think I did. I think I wore them on Saturday too. So they're becoming like my standard craft show costume. Anything else I made? Nope. I'm going to put these back in this box so I remember to pack them up for the craft show. I'm not prepared. I should have the car already loaded, but I figured I didn't have to leave till 9 o'clock. It's 14 miles away. Setup starts at 9:30. The show starts at 10. So I can't do my usual big setup. I'm just going to have to get all my stuff under the table and put out various things and rearrange, replenish as the day goes on. So I figure, I got time in the morning. I'm usually up by 6, so I'll do it in the morning. I need to get my laptop and a bunch of other stuff off this table in the craft room because they said I could have 2 tables. I'm bringing my own, but they said I could have 2 tables. So I'm going to have amigurumi on one table and hats, scarves, fingerless gloves type things on the other. Because I thought maybe I will do better selling hats and scarves, attire, stuff like that at this one than other shows. I was supposed to update my inventory today because my printout is just scribbles all over it. Didn't get that done. So it will get a few more scribbles before I update it. Yeah, just roll with it. Just roll with it. I feel like I got a pretty good amount done today. Just getting my errands run, I got a 20-pound turkey for 6 cents. Turkeys were 48 cents a pound at our local grocery store. And last week, if you spent $100 at the grocery store, you got a coupon for $10 off your turkey this week. And even just shopping for 2 people, I can hit $100 pretty easy. So I had that coupon and got my turkey. The sale price was $10.06, so I got it for 6 cents. I actually got out of the store for under $50 today. That's highly unusual for me. But then I'll probably shop again later this week. So it is 9:36. I will get this video edited and uploaded. And I'll get to play with the yarn a little bit more. So out of this box, I've got a list in my day planner, which currently is not out here. But I used the Bernat blanket yarn to make a stingray and a loaf cat. And both of those sold. One sold at the 2-day show and the other one sold on Saturday. So I've pretty much paid for that entire cart of yarn with 2 sales from 1 cake of yarn. Oh, I also made a little T-Rex from Mary Makes pattern. I don't know if I have a picture of him yet. And he's buried in the dinosaur bag. Everything is buried. Everything is a mess. I keep telling myself, once I get past this show, I'm done with craft shows for the season, because I couldn't find any in December that were still, any in December that I felt were a good match. There were a couple that's like, no, no. And a couple that didn't get back to me, so now I'm going to get organized. I'm going to catch up on things. I'm going to get my Etsy shop in shape. I'm going to make applesauce. One of my errands today was stopping at a nursery that had the big crates of apples. That's my version of picking apples. You go to some place that has them in a big box and you just pick them out of the box. But I got 6 bags. I just store plastic shopping bag, little things. 6 different varieties. Someone told me once that the best applesauce is when you mix different varieties. So I got Crispin and Empire and Jana Gold and 3 others that I don't remember the name of. But somewhere on these little bags, before I started putting apples in the bags, I put the bag on the handle of the cart. And I took a pen and I wrote out the name of the apple. So if you look in the bottom of the bag and squint, you can see my little scribble of what flavor of apples they are. So at some point, once the show is over, I will be making at least 26 jars of applesauce so that we have one for every other week. Yeah. It seems like I have these milestones. Okay, if I could just get past the craft shows. Okay, if I could just get past the applesauce. Okay, if I could just get past the dragon that I've been working on for a couple of weeks. I have half a wing section left to do. And then I start sewing together the 40 pieces. If I could just get past that dragon. Maybe by the end of the week I'll be past all the hurdles. Because after tomorrow's show, the schedule is pretty wide open and loosely scripted. So we shall see. Okay. Time to do some packing up here and organizing. I'm going to make a very detailed list of everything I still need to do for tomorrow's show. Before I head out the door, I made a big pan of goulash tonight. Gluten-free pasta and onions, celery, carrots, kale, tomatoes, ground beef, and cheese. So I had like an 8 by 12 pan of this, and I put one serving into my little crock pot that my friend Joanna gave me, because I figure I've got 2 tables, she's got 1 table, we're probably going to take up most of a wall in this room. There's got to be an electrical outlet somewhere behind our tables. So I'm hoping I can plug my crock pot in tomorrow and have a hot lunch. Although the last time I did, it wasn't the last time, there was one in between. When I did a show at an assisted living center, this was back, this would have to be back, let's see, 10 years or so, because my mom was at that assisted living center. And she was in a different nursing home for a few years, and she's been gone for several years now. So it was several years ago. They actually came around at lunchtime and said, here's what we're having for lunch. Would you like us to bring you a plate? And I said, oh, I can't have that. I'm gluten-free. Oh, we do have a gluten-free option. We'll bring you one. So they brought me lunch there. I don't know if that's going to happen at this show, but I'm prepared. I have my lunch. I'm not prepared in much of other ways. I do not have my project list all formalized and my yarn bag packed, and I do have my craft bag. That's ready to go. But that's just got the hooks and scissors and stitch markers and needles and stuff like that. I need to have an idea of what projects I'm making and what yarn I need. Although I'll probably just take this and just make whatever I can figure out to make from there. Okay, I'm rambling. I have stuff to do. And the sooner I get the stuff done, the sooner I can play with yarn for just a little bit before I go to bed. So, bye-bye.